Greetings! In these videos, I do past daily targets on CSSBattle.dev. These are from March 7th, 8th, and 9th of 2024. Let's get right to it. What is this shape? I think the basis of this shape makes it interesting of like how exactly we're going to do it. So what I'd like to do is make the minimum element here, because this circle is not a plain circle. It's a circle and it's part of a rounded rectangle. And so each of these nubs of this puzzle piece are that. So I'm going to make I'll put the background on the body. And I think each one of these is going to need a margin. So let's set the color like so. And then I'm going to put a border radius on it. Well, not yet. I'm not going to do that yet. All right, let's get it into position. What do we need to do to make that shape? 50, 100, 130, 140, 150, 160, 150, 152, 152. Okay. So let's make it a little less tall. Let's look at see exactly how tall that is. So it's 50 tall. So I feel inclined. What is it? 40. So I think that's the perfect semicircle. So the minimum would be, if I was going to have one border radius to accompany that, I think I want 40 plus that 10 to get it to there, and then another 40. So that's 90 tall. So now I'm going to do a border radius of, I guess that's going to be, if the opera, I think it's 40 pixels. So let's do that. There we go. All right. So that's our base shape. Now we're going to need another one that's turned 50 degrees. But here's the next part I'm going to do. I'm going to undo this background. I'll just put an X there, and then that makes it invalid. I'm going to do a box shadow, 10 pixels. No, 0 and then 100 pixels. So there, you kind of get it there. 1, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then I'm going to set that to be that pink color. All right. That's the theory. All right. So if I put another one in and I transform it, can I rotate it? So P plus P, a second paragraph tag. If I transform, rotate 90 degrees. There it is. Now here's the question. Do I need to set a width for that? Can I do it with margins? So and now I'll do a translate. Okay. I'm going to set an explicit box shadow using the same values, because I think we're going to be able to do that. So I'll do color of this. If I set color, that's the current color, and that will be used for box shadow. And so for the second one, I'll put color will be the red color. And then when I do a box shadow, it will be that. Okay, so now let's translate, meaning moving it in X and Y space. Translate 10 pixels, comma 10 pixels. 2, 3, those are the wrong direction. So let's do minus 100, minus 60, minus 70. And then 2, 3, those are worse. Let's make those negative as well. 4, 5, 6. All right. Interesting. I think that means that this box shadow is just slightly different. So it's 1, 6. 1, 5. So my theory there might have been a bad one. So that's a different box shadow, isn't it? Ah, okay, so here's the problem. That it needs to be 7? No, 6. There it is. And then 160. Okay, so slightly different numbers all around. Fascinating. All right. And so that's covering the background. So now we can go ahead and do our background. And I'm going to do it as a conic gradient. Conic gradient. And it's going to be that technique that I've done before. 75% or 270 degrees of that pink. And then the magenta is this. And I've got a syntax error here, so I'm not seeing anything. Oh, because I need a percent mark. That will do it. Okay, so then I need to move that over and down. 100 pixels. And what I'd like to do is align that with the corner. So I need to be over on the x-axis a little more. 10, 20, 125. And then I need an @ to center the origin of that conic gradient so that the top left corner is a little smaller. So that's @ and I'll just start at 50 pixels, even though I know that's not right. Okay, 100 pixels. We're going downward now. 3, 4, 5. And then over 150, and that's dead on, I think. Let's check against the servers and find out if that is doing what I want it to do. And then we will there we go. So we got 100% match. So now I'm going to use the technique. I'm going to turn these into CSS vars because that's just how I like to roll. So we've got 2 different things here that we need to change. So I'm going to set this like this, and I believe that I can do a var of that pair of values, the number and the color. Okay, that is working. No, it's not working. Is that working? That is not working. Interestingly, that is not working. Oh, because I need to actually, I'll call it dash dash, yes, there it is. There it's working. So now I can do dash 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 s, and it'll be var that and then the color, and then it will work, I hope. And I can't do the optimization where I have a hash mark, not have a space before it. Oh, it doesn't work at all. Look at that. So I think what the nope, because I have it wrong. The syntax I have wrong. There it is. And can I remove that space? Yes, I can. All right. So then I can remove color. And we're going to leave this transform alone. Can I do, so here's the, I'll try it. Rotate colon 90 degrees. And then translate colon minus 60 pixels minus 80 pixels. And then I'm going to short circuit this transform and see if it still works. No, it does not work. Because translate has to be on a transform. No. Oh, all kinds of things breaking. Oh, because of the semicolon. Oh, so many errors. I'm going to leave well enough alone. That's the answer. I'm going to unit replace and minify, and then we're done with this guy, I think. a fun solution to a problem. A nice usage of box shadows, particularly when you're obliged to use elements to replicate something. So again, the way that works is we've got two elements. One builds on the other to get those particular things. And the distances between these two are slightly different, which is fascinating. All right. Next. All right. This is an interesting one. I really kind of dig this one because this and this are kind of the same thing, right? This middle bit and that are the same thing. What I'd like to do is make the bottom shape, however I need to make it. Yes, however I need to make it, and then replicate it, make another one, but with variables to make these two stripes transparent, however I end up making it. So we'll start with the background. And I think that we want our borders to, or our margins to be, I don't know what our margins need to be, but let's see what we need to do here. So I'll start with the background of white. And we're going to try to align that perfectly with the bottom shape, the bottom complex shape to, 120 down, 80, 90, 92 in, and the shape is 150, 60, 70, 75, 180. All right, so can we make this shape? That's the question. I think what I'd like to do is do a radial gradient. I know that's not intuitive, but that's what I think is correct. I'm going to do at 50%, 100%, and then white 20 pixels, transparent, and here's what that is. So we need the keyword circle to make that not a weird looking oval. And now we need color stops for each of these loops. That looks pretty good. And it looks like it just increments by 20 each time. And again, I'm using white and then transparent. So that's the next loop. The next loop is white. And then the last loop, well, maybe not the last loop. Okay, transparent, 120 pixels. I keep typing periods and not the alternative. All right, I think that's the shape. And I'm going to move it up. So to do that, I do 0 minus some value, minus 5, 6, 7, 75, minus 80. And that's how you get that shape. So I think what I want is a variable for the outer white. So this white is going to be the same when we reuse this. This one is going to be a variable var dash dash y, or let's do g, comma, or white. And then that again. And then that still works. And then we need a linear gradient. And I believe if we want to use transparent, we need to give this a certain height. So it's going to be down So I'm going to start with a background position that's downward. I believe that's going to be 100 and like 80 pixels down. And then our width is going to be, let's call it 60 pixels. And then our height is some smaller number too. And I'm going to say no repeat, just because I want to see what I'm doing. And I'm going to start with a like red, blue. Okay. Oh, and we need to be at 90 degrees. So we need to go down. So that's going to be a background position increment 10. And then our height is not tall enough. Let's make it 80. Great. And then we need to do the width. So we'd like to repeat. We'd like to use a repeat. So 100 wide. And will that get us what we want? Yeah, that's going to get us what we want. So it's got how many repeats? 1, white, blah, white, blah, white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think we can do white, 20%, blue, and I'm going to do blue just because why not? Because I would like to be able to see what I'm doing. 60%. We'll use red just for fun, 80%, and then white. And these outer whites, I'm going to use the same variable, var g and var g. And now I'm going to let that repeat on the x-axis. And that gets me what I want. So I'm going to, instead of blue and red, I'm going to do transparent, like so. And transparent here, like so. All right, so how do I do the second one? Well, I got to add another paragraph element, and it is lower than it needs to be. And then I'm going to use margins, and I believe we need, so right now it's got this 120 and 92. I think what we want is a minus margin at the top and then 0 margin at the bottom. 2, 3, there it is. And now we need to turn it upside down. To do that, we need to do a scale -1. And there it is. Now, if I set the G variable, that's what I get. Oh, and I have it slightly wrong. I'm missing one. Oh, and then, so on the repeat, I got it slightly wrong, which is funny. I think that means that I need, what do I need? Well, I need to do something, but we'll get there when we get there. I got the repeat wrong because I had to replace it with a transparent. All right, okay. So let's make this more negative for rate. I think that's correct. So if I make this transparent now, it kind of works. It's a funny one. All right. Okay. So what do we need to do? We need to do. I think instead, I'm going to do wider of white. Yeah, okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do no repeat again. And I'm going to move it over horizontally. How about 100 pixels? How about, yeah. How about 80 pixels? Okay, so now, if we increase this number to 40, and then to this one to 60, and this one to 80, and then this one to 100. And I guess, do we need it to be, well, now I'm a little concerned, because now we're at 100%, and maybe that was the wrong way to do that. Well, what happens if we do repeat? That might work. So we'll do a repeat X. All right, so where's the problem? Oh, because that white is not what we want it to be. So the width has to be 120. And then all these numbers get changed. So I guess we need to do pixels. 40 pixels, 0, 60 pixels, 0, 80 pixels, 0, 100 pixels, and then 0, 120 pixels, and then we need transparent again. Is that right? No, that's not what we want. Well, I guess we need to make it a little wider, 140. There we go. And that gets us what we want. Hard to think about these numbers, but pretty fun. And I believe we can just, oh no, so we actually do need to put in that transparent number. So is it a great way to do it? I would call it not great, but it is certainly a fun way to do it. If you consider having to reckon with the math portion of gradient color stops fun, then that's a fun way to do it. It's certainly fun for me. I like it. We got lots of different places to, oh, nope. One of those optimizations was not good. That one's okay. That one's okay. That one's okay as well. That one, not there, not there. Do I need that? No, I don't. Okay, lots of little tunings. So let's submit that. Over there. Submit. 610, and that's a better score than I've gotten in the past. So I like that solution. That's a fun solution. All right, this one. If ever there was a clip path, this one feels like a clip path. The question is, what precisely is the clip path? Do we do it for the whole thing, or do we have two elements? I think that's kind of the interesting part. I feel like I've done it in the past with all of the points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. Triangles are just easier to work with. So let's do a linear gradient on this element that goes from this lighter pink, peach, to the red. And then we need to make sure that the background has the correct color. And then let's use margins on the element to get it into place. 30, 40, 50, 45, 7, 8, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now let's clip path this guy. Clip path, clip. And that's a polygon with 3 points. 50%, 0, 100%, 100%, 0, 100%. Nice, simple clip path. We like a simple clip path, and there it is. All right, so where are our numbers wrong? Just like that. That's how we do it. All right, so we need color stops on this linear gradient. Let's call it 20% and 0. Nope. We get nice 3, 4. There it is. So now, in the second element, we're going to reuse what we've got and flip it upside down. And then use margins to move it into place. And so I can just do a margin top of minus 100 pixels. 120. 130, 132, 35, 36, 37, 36, 35. There it is. So you'll notice we've got extra things sticking out there. The way I want to solve that is to do the second color stop as a variable var, we'll call it G, for that. And then when I set G, I need to set it to transparent, and that gets me what I'd like. So submit, check and see if that worked. And it did work, so that's great. Let's unit replace and minify. We're done for the day. This is a fun set of tools, or fun set of CSS Battle daily targets to, exercise your CSS skill set. Very enjoyable. I always enjoy doing these. I guess I can do this margin as -45H 92. Is that slightly shorter? It's marginally shorter. -TOP versus space 92. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Make something cool with CSS and HTML today. Web pages are there for the making. Web space can be found. It's not too hard. Share your web pages with your friends. It's fun to make web pages. Have a great day. Bye.